Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Spring break is fastly approaching to us, and it's time to get crazy. Well, crazy for a school regular television broadcast. My name is Marvin Chavez, and next to me is...
Kylie Powers.
And?
Valerie Salomon.
Sweet. So, welcome to St. Rose Fireside Chats. Today's topics, we'll be talking about the winter blues.
Disney remaking The Lion King with Donald Glover and Disney remakes.
An American Horror Story making a season based on current politics.
Well, let's get started with our scary first American Horror Story with this new season coming up. So, what do you guys think so far?
Well, there's a background. So the creator of the show, Ryan Murphy, announced that next season they're going to be doing like political stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think that's an interesting turn. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I know nothing of American Horror Story. I watched season 2 and season 3, and that's it.
I had seen season 1 partially, and then I'm trying to go through it, and then my roommates and I all watched the last season. All I remember when I think about that season is called the Pig season, because it was about like Roanoke, and it was so creepy. I don't know. I can't see myself watching too much of it, but I see why people like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if they're gonna take a political turn, they might like bring like an orange monster to represent the one we call Trump. But other than that, I feel like it's gonna be. It's really gonna. The political side of this is gonna be really interesting to watch.
It's very topical, and I feel like it's gonna resonate with a lot, like certain audiences and stuff. But it's definitely like, I don't know. It's like what entertainment is in politics, and like vice versa right now. So like, I don't know. It's a very interesting turn they're making. I don't know if they're like pandering to certain audiences or not, but it's interesting to see.
I think they'll probably make it like satire between both. They'll probably have like a killing Democrat or a killing Republican.
You know what made me think it was also like the Purge movies. I feel like that's where it's gonna head out. Like I don't know if
maybe the world will end. Who knows?
Like what do you feel like kind of like a satirical situation would you think would happen?
I don't know. I don't watch American Horror Story. I didn't even know that they were making a new season with it because I don't keep up with it. But I mean, having it be political sounds interesting, but it could also be a downfall for the show if it goes south.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a good like kind of a good scene to put is like waiting for the election board and all that, or like having the dreaded line or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just being a little funny in the situation.
I think it takes a really creative crew to keep coming up with all these new topics.
Oh, of course.
But it's also like, how long is this gonna go? Like, because if we're on like season 7, season 8, that's just.
Yeah, well, you have like other horror survival things, like say like Walking Dead has its second season just aired on last Sunday. I was like, oh, that's they say they could even go for like 20 years if they really wanted.
Really?
To. Yeah, because they supposedly said they have enough story to build upon that if it got to the point, it could really last a long time.
That's interesting because I thought Walking Dead had a drop in ratings. That's another show I don't watch, but apparently I should.
I don't watch it either, but 20 years is pretty crazy.
That is a long amount of time for a show.
They were like saying like most people like kind of the really into like viewerships like say like, oh, you can see how like the zombies they're starting to like die out because like in the beginning of like the whole season you had those zombies full of life and everything, and then as far as the season goes, it started like you can see their like fingers decaying and all that.
Oh,
kind of gruesome, but it's like like makes you think. It's like, oh,
I wonder if maybe people want to keep watching more. I mean, it's like the same thing. I guess if you go to like a horror movie and just keep going back for the sequels and stuff like that.
Right.
Imagine having to catch up to 20 seasons though. You just started with 20 seasons.
Any show where there's that many seasons, it's like I just go through on Netflix. I'm like, well, I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Like,
like I was talking to my sister last week, and she's like, oh, I started watching Grey's Anatomy. And I'm like, isn't that like 12, 20 seasons or something? I was like, yeah, but it's really interesting, but I could really get into it. I was like, oh, well, I guess it's your poison, so might as well you take it yourself. But speaking about Netflix, I heard like they're doing a remake of something like, well, not Netflix-wise, but they're doing a remake of The Lion King.
Yes, Disney is remaking The Lion King.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. Well, I can't believe they're doing it, but they're remaking it, but like live action, and I don't really know if it's gonna be like when they first said like live action, I was thinking like like how like the Lion King Broadway show is, where people are like dressed up in lions, and I was just like, okay. But apparently they're casting Donald Glover, like, you know, Childish Gambino, as Simba, and I think that's just like...
It's a really interesting take on it to begin with. Like, what do you...
I think, I didn't know about it, but I think the casting is a good idea. I really like Donald Glover. I like his music. His show is pretty funny too.
Atlanta? Yeah.
But like I said, like I went to see it, I recently went to go see it like about maybe half a year ago, the actual live action of Lion King, and I really enjoyed it. I'm so like I don't know if like how they could top that one. It's like ugh.
I just think it's such a weird thing, like all these movies that like we grow up with, like now they're doing Beauty and the Beast, and Beauty and the Beast was like my favorite growing up, and now it's like they're just remaking all. And I wonder why. Like
I feel like it's just like kind of like a rebirth, like kind of like a Renaissance type thing.
Yeah.
Like bring back the old so that we could like so our kids get to enjoy it.
But do you think it's because some of like the new stuff is like failing? Because I don't think
so.
that's the. But then you have.
I don't think the new movies are failing. I think they're trying to gain an audience back, because when we were kids, we watched like movies like Aladdin and Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, and now that we're older, they're trying to appeal to us with like actors or like CGI or, you know, things like that.
I know so many people our age who are like, yeah, I want to go see Beauty and the Beast, and I feel like almost like I'm killing my childhood by saying like, no, I have no interest in this, but I just don't. Like, I guess
I don't know, because I feel like a lot of things that are coming up is like we had the Cars 3 coming up, like all these like all these like supposed like new series. Like Cars 3, and then you had recently Finding Dory, which was like I feel like that was a good way of saying like we're continuing the series and this is what happened to them.
The only thing I'm looking forward with Lion King is imagine if like they brought Donald Glover in and they like redid some of the music, like that'd be pretty cool. That would,
Are they making it like the Jungle Book where they're going to be like CGI animals?
I believe so, instead of like having Donald Glover with like a lion thing like around his neck. Like I think that would be awesome too. But
I actually saw the Jungle Book, and it was a really good remake. Like that was actually fantastic compared to like the reviews when they remade Cinderella. Like apparently Cinderella was really bad. I didn't see it personally, but I've seen like the reviews. It wasn't that great.
Well, Jungle Book I feel like has more of like an action-y like appeals to like you know.
Yeah, like I feel like Tarzan fell also in that same pit where like it's like live action didn't do as well as and had bad reviews.
It's tricky, yeah.
It's always you had to find the right recipe for it.
And it's not easy, yeah. And I don't know. I'm excited for that. I don't know as much about his role in the new Star Wars movie though, so like I'm trying to see which one would be more exciting. I don't know. I think just they're making a lot of remakes now, and that's.
I feel like with the money they made with like Star Wars, I think like might as well feed the cow as it gets going.
Yeah, that's the thing. Let's just be honest. Everything is just the money grabbing. Just pay the mouse, you know.
Sweet, yeah.
So how about that weather this week?
Oh, that weather, that 60-degree weather you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oof, that was amazing. I started like looking at it, and it's like as soon as I see the snow melting, it's like we're getting there. It's just like we just gotta pull through.
Well, I just like after all the snow we got in like 3 days, and now one of the dorming halls on campus has no hot water for the next few days or something like that. I'm like, if that helps and like we get out of this cold rut, I'm so ready. I'm just, you know.
My feelings go out to those people, honestly.
Yeah.
I enjoy my hot water.
Yeah, hot showers are.
We got lucky.
What do you feel about the weather?
I didn't know that this weekend was warm until I walked outside with my coat on, my really big coat, and I was like, ooh, wrong jacket choice.
Yeah.
Back up. I need to go back. No, but I was like, we were discussing with like one of my friends in my back in Brew, and we were talking about, hey, maybe if it's really good, by the end of the week we could probably go play baseball.
Yeah.
And it's like it's starting to get to that weather. It's starting to get to that sports season. Like I've been talking to like people in the sports, and they're like, "Oh, baseball. We're having our We're starting to do our tryouts, or we're starting to do our practices." I'm like, "Great, that's great. That's like it's good to have start pumping into that whole spring weather movement."
Well, it's someone was talking to somebody. They're like, you know, enjoy it while it lasts because it's not gonna stay. And then we just heard on the weather that like, you know, it's gonna come back. I can't stand the back and forth. It's almost like bipolar.
And it's actually kind of like I feel like it's a bad thing because usually when it gets like warm, you start getting used to it, and it suddenly gets cold, you start getting sick.
Yeah.
That's what happens with me.
Oh,
It's like
yeah,
you get
yeah.
like you suddenly like, hey, my symptoms are trying to go off. Like no, comes back and like smacks you.
Yeah. Speaking of being sick, I know my entire dorm. I live in a suite, and as soon as I got back to school, I got sick, and then my roommate got sick, and then like it just kept swapping back and forth, and like it's been going on for a while, and everybody's just been getting sick, and it's just been spreading. But hopefully it'll get better with the warm weather.
In our suite, when like 2 out of the 6 of us got sick, the third one was like. Third girl in my group just started like scrubbing the floors, like Cloroxing, like had the whole like rubber everywhere. It was just, you just don't want to get that. Yeah. So yeah, just winter go away too.
Winter has to go. Well, the thing is, like, I've always talked to people, and they've said like, oh, like when it gets like to the summer season, like I hate the hot. Like it's too hot. I want the winter to come already. And then I have people in the winters. They're like, oh, it's too cold. I want the warm better. Like, come on, people. We have to like get a middle ground here.
Well, I was driving today. I was able to open the window in my car, and like that was a new good feeling. And I'm like, I can get used to this. I can,
This is something I like.
Yeah.
What's it called? And what do you do? You live in the campus, right?
Yeah, I live in Centennial.
Oh, you live in Centennial. Lucky you.
A nice life.
I was like, we were talking about we just got our emails about having to choose our residence again for next year. And I was like, I don't know. Like people were saying, oh, you should go to Centennial. I was like, Centennial costs too much though.
It's really nice there. Like,
but it's like
insanely nice.
Yeah. Well, it's only like left to the weather, to be honest with you. But it's all the time we have left, and it's like, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's always be another episode though. So we'll catch you next week in another episode of St. Rose Fireside Chats. See ya.
Thank you all for watching. And have a great night.